So we're going to come on anyways, even though I got that eye problem. Allergies, guys. Ruining my eye. I have no idea what it is. So I eat cheese. That's why they call me the big cheese. It's not because I'm good at what I do. It's because I eat a lot of cheese. And I wonder if I stop that. This is like quitting smoking, guys. If I stop cheese, for me, it's like an addict on heroin quitting heroin cold turkey. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, for the past few weeks, I've always had an allergy issue with the eye. Now it got further on the cheek at one point, really making me the eye dry and itchy. It's all good. It's all absolutely good. I've always been getting used to my little ailments and stuff. Some people are well worse off, but it's just annoying sometimes. And I had to refuse this week. I wasn't able to go on with Simon because I had a problem with the eye. Then it was Eric Sentinel. I had a problem with the eye. But in general, hey, it's getting hot here today, guys. Really hot. How's everyone doing? Peter Benton's in the house. Thanks, you guys. Love you, man. Thanks so much for the amazing support, Peter, and everyone that you guys give this channel. It's greatly appreciated. Grip Ripper is in the house. I, Bruce, forget we put the clocks forward in UK. Idiot I am. No, you're not an idiot. Just an hour's wait. It's like me here. We advanced the time, screwed everything up for a lot of people. That is so silly. You got time changes in the UK, time changes in Canada, like maybe make it the same time everywhere. Well, no, we can't do that. Obviously, at night, we're not going to say it's daytime, but the changing of the times, it's so annoying. And so to adjust my eye, I might be a bit less fast on the comments today, like an older fella. But I'm keeping the lights way down. I'm debating on whether, like, I do a lot of screen time. I don't know if you guys know a lot about retina and the screen and what it does to the eye, but I do a lot of screen time. So I'm not doing less time. I'm actually doing more screen time, but I'm trying to adjust around the brightness of the screen and not always, I don't watch videos. Basically, when I'm watching a video, it's to learn about something. And I'm watching a documentary or I'm listening to someone on a forum somewhere, a doctor or a scientist talking. They don't know what they're saying, do they? The scientists, they don't know themselves most of everything they're saying. I think it's completely theoretical. Science is a theory. It's, we have the Chinese is making a probe, that they're going to be sending out in 2023, the Einstein probe. A lot of people getting into the space race. So the fighting here on Earth is going to be transferred over to the fighting out in space. We're just a pathetic race. Sorry, guys, but I think we're really a pathetic race. Hey, Bruce. I think that's basically how things are. Has anyone here heard about a blue lake on the moon? Probably everybody, probably most of us. I've also showed it, Grip Ripper, in a video. I showed the pool, and the pool is actually very close to Copernicus, and off to the right side of Copernicus, more the bottom side of the moon, there is a blue spot, and it's a blue just like an aqua blue, an ocean, paradise ocean, where you see the blue water around it. What's that same kind of blue? It's very turquoise blue. You can actually see almost greenish blue. And I don't know if that's the area. I'm pretty sure it is. That area, as a matter of fact, I have some information here that nobody's going to react because it's just, we're not working in science, but it's connected to an energy generating industrial structure. Sounds crazy, as crazy as it sounds. I showed it. 3 lines overlapping themselves, one this way, one that way, and one that way, one over the other, going into Copernicus crater and going to that blue lake is what we call it, a lake. Whether it's a lake or not, we don't know, but it sure as hell does look like a blue lake. Fat Belly, my brother, how's it going? Sammy M, nice to see you guys. I am Kai. Happy Friday to you too, brother. Kai's here. How's it going, Kai? Nice to see you, man. Daryl's in the house. Thanks, you guys. Hey, Barb Weist. Barb, your mood is infectious. I've been enjoying your videos. My gosh. How can I say it? There's something that lifted you up. We have so much negative feedback, all of us, with what's been going on for the past 2 years. It's like everyone's plunged into these negative um these months that go by. It's just negativity. I don't know. I've noticed it more now. More people are talking about it now with the lockdowns and everything. Here in Canada, we still have our bloody masks. But have an amazing weekend and happy weekend to you too, Barb. You guys can check out Barb's channel if you want to. Also, me, it's always from the heart. We got Peter Benton that comes here, supports the channel incredibly, talks about it, even made some music on his channel. We have a lot of fun. I love the connection, guys. Honestly, we're like one hell of an amazing family, and none of us are the same. It's channels, from big channels to small channels. Can we really say I'm a big channel? No, not really. I have maybe approaching 92,000 subscribers, but is it a big channel? I probably say there's about 1,500 people that come here to see the channel. And it's like that with a lot of people. Somebody that has 250,000 subscribers, often, I said often, not always, there's not 250,000 people watching the videos every day. If I had 92,000 people watching my videos once a day, I would have a lot more views, almost 100,000 views a day. So it's not really how it works, but connecting channels is always awesome. And people come back to this channel over years. Barb has been here for a while. And that's how it is. We connect. And Barb and I have spoken hundreds of times online and in comments and stuff like that. And we don't even really have to know each other. We're getting to know each other, but we don't have to, because if you present a truthful persona of who you are, often people don't have to continually explain themselves, except Bruce when it comes to the pixels and the trolls, saying that I film pixels. Way past that, guys. Like, the trolls burnt the word pixel. Doesn't really work anymore. And I think everybody, even in kindergarten, knows that pixels don't go into craters and out of craters. Pixels are stationary objects on a page that do not move and that are very big. It's a layer over top of the image. Our Ace of Space doesn't really know that either. Our Lady of Cordial Civility, thank you very much. Juniper. I have a juniper in the yard. No, I don't. Neighbor does. But Jupiter. There's probably junipers on Jupiter. Studio Propaganda. Hello to you. Thanks a lot. Thanks, you guys. DJ Studio Propaganda. Thanks for being here. Daryl, how's it going, brother? Thanks for the comments, you guys. Sansy's in the house. Fabulous mods and wonderful community. Yes, we are, and I really appreciate it. Brazil, thanks a lot. Bienvenido. Thanks. Welcome, you guys. My friends from Brazil. Thank God it's Friday, Sansy. What would we do if we didn't have Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays during the week? Of course, not to tease the ones that work weekends, because some people even work during the weekends. There are a lot of people that work 7 days a week. Ed, how's it going? There you go. Speak of the devil. Boom, he shows up. It's that damn time changes, eh? Well, you know it in Toronto, because I have Toronto time, but there's always that changing of the time, putting it ahead an hour and then putting it back an hour. A lot of people in the other country say, "Oh, Bruce, you're on early." They told me twice last stream, and I was like, "What do you mean I'm on early? You guys are stoned." No. I was on early for you guys because we changed the time here. Gate Smasher, how's it going, man? Good day to you too, bro. Thanks for the ongoing support to the channel, the comments, you guys. It's greatly appreciated. The sun is out of this world. Well, it really is. It's really, really bad. It was bad yesterday. I filmed it when it peaked through the clouds yesterday. It's been 3-4 days here, guys. The weather in turmoil. They were announcing 16 to 20 degrees for today, for yesterday, actually, but that sort of changed into a -2 degree winter storm. We got freezing rain all week here. Why don't they move it 30 minutes and leave it there? That would make sense, that they change it 30 minutes, so that way there wouldn't be so much of a drastic difference with the sky, because now it's like dreadfully drastic. A couple months ago when they changed it after the winter's over, after the summer's over, it's like all of a sudden 4:30 at night, it's pitch black. The sun goes down at 4. It was already early enough that it was going down at 5. Now here, I mean, think of it, guys. Here where I am in Montreal, you're driving around, and as of 3:30, the sun's already going down to the horizon, and it gets dark really, really freaking fast. So I hate the time changes for that. One advantage, now it's taking longer for the sun to go down at night, so I can actually get a chance of filming it. But I've only been able to film the bugger in the morning, early morning, between 7 and 8:30, because the clouds arrive at 9 o'clock. And I can confirm to you, it's all the time. I've I've been filming all year there, and it's just there's never a chance. It's like you have a 25% chance, I think, if you want to get the sun up in the sky now. Here it's getting bad as compared to the 50% last year. Dennis the Menace, thank you so much for the generous contributions, bro. I love you, man. Love you, man. Been working 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. A horrible time, man. It's keeping you away from here. I know it. Please don't think I have left the group. Dennis, thank you so much. It means a lot, though. I love hearing it because most of the people did leave the group. Some of them it was deliberately, some it was planned. And I watch every video. Just don't comment much. You have enough to deal with. I love you so much, man. Authentically do. I love you, man, like a brother. And I really appreciate you supporting this channel. As all the same people here. You see it, Dennis? When you come here, it's the same people that are here, except for some people that come by that are new, which is just a plus. It's awesome. But in reality, the same people come back. Ed Gates, Master Daryl Sansi. And if I'm not even mistaken, DJ Studio maybe has been here before. You got to forgive me, guys, for not remembering the names, but Sansi and all that. Divine Sorcerer. You guys are here all the time, and I really appreciate it. Hello to you, Divine Sorcerer. Thanks a lot, you guys, for supporting the channel in many ways, for being members, for commenting and everything. I have a great vid. Stewie's in the house. A great vid of a strange object in the sky today in Birmingham. You guys can check him out on his channel too. Lots of people around the world are seeing such amazing things. Peter Benton had an incredible story, and he actually posted the video where one of his neighbors saw these shapes and objects in the sky. And why am I laughing? Because it's hilarious that Peter was the one outside looking for these things in the sky. And it was an interesting story. And I believe maybe I didn't mention it to you, Peter, but I do believe in this a lot, that you had mentioned in your video that you were just talking about that, like inside with either with your wife or with your family member. You were talking about, seeing objects in the sky, and then your neighbor here went and saw those objects. So, we wonder often why they talk about conscience and the consciousness of a connection with aliens and humans. Could be very, very true. When someone sees a spirit or someone gets information that suddenly appears in his brain, how does it happen? If you didn't hear the conversation, it just appears there. There's a consciousness connection. It has to be, right? Thank you, Julie Stats. Yes, the kazoo and the mods. Thank you so much, Julie. We love you here. And I love the support you guys are giving the channel. Thank you very, very much. Hey, Eric, thank you for doing so. I appreciate that. That's right, Craig. Exactly, Craig. Like me here, giving my theories and my opinions. I catch a lot of cool stuff in space, but it doesn't mean my theories and my research and opinions have anything to do with what I'm finding. I try to add to it, but what I've always done is remained open-minded. So whether I'm right or wrong, it doesn't matter. You can't be wrong with a theory. That's how I say it. If you're just showing it as being a theory, present it, Yeah, Dennis, especially since you're working, man. I love you for it, and I appreciate you stopping by. And time changes. That means, we'll never see you here because of that. But I know you still comment on the videos and everything. Greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, you guys. That's right. That's exactly what we are. 0%. How's it going? I thought consensus was science. Yeah. Yes. Good one. Good one. Let's discuss and explore the far regions of space and the depth of our Earth. That's the thing, right? Gate Smasher, we're out there, and we are in science-wise, we're talking about all these black holes, these galaxies. Have you ever heard of the asteroid 13 Cincinnati? That's been around a long time. I think it was labeled 1930 asteroid or something like that. That's an asteroid that goes around in space and acts like a comet. So what does that mean? Well, it's simple. We've named everything with a tail a comet, and now we're realizing there are other reasons for objects that are spiraling around in space for them to have tails and ends on them. And those tails are basically the ice, the debris that's coming off of them often because they're clashing with other atmosphere and whatnot. But remains interesting. The far regions of space. That's the thing. For some people, the far regions of space, and even me, it's just a figment of an imagination in someone's mind, the far reaches. What happens when we get outside of the universe? Is the universe square? Is the universe circular? I see the universe like a bowl of spaghetti, literally a bowl of spaghetti, or maybe rectangle like a tray, lasagna tray. I don't really care what the shape is. I would, if I was to take a guess on the shape and form of the universe, I would say it was a circle, right? Because most things are. When most things are even born, right? Like when you talk about all the vegetation and everything, there's a pattern to things. There's a pattern to, if I tell you a circle, make a theory with a circle to coincide with everything, with creation. Circle coincides with creation. How does the circle come into creation? I could talk for months about that. Everything's a circle. Everything's circular. And everything's circular from a distance, too. So when you're looking at all those incredible bright twinkling stars, as they call them out in space, I only learned when I started my own research that they call them stars, which means it's a star is not always just a gas burning object, letting off helium and expanding through time. A star, like in Orion, there are some stars that I've shown myself that you get to the star and there are 6 other stars. You could even have a solar system. They call them stars. When you start looking up each information about the stars, they say star 21A, and you look at it and you go, oh crap, it's an actual constellation of hundreds of star clustered galaxies. So, but they label it as a star. So when you see it in the sky, that bright twinkling light is a star, right? You can be sure as hell every light that you see is a portal. Every one of those lights probably brings you into another galaxy with another type of atmosphere where things don't coincide with the theories and laws of physics that we have here. Look at Venus close to the sun, that actually turns the opposite way in its orbit as compared to the other planets. Why? They have no idea. No idea. Okay, well, they do, but is it true? Is it right? We don't know because it's theory. It's easy to talk about things in deep space and to come up with these incredible theories without having anything to back it up aside from another theory or another, theory. It's silly when it comes down to that, when you think of it. Martin, how's it going, man? Thanks, Julie. 105, already running late. I'm always running late. Like answering all the comments. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter Benton. Radio, thanks for that. We'll look back on your vids. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Let's not forget the thumbs up. That's always greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. No CME so far today. Yeah, so far, no. The other one hit yesterday, which was one of the first ones to hit. I don't know if it was a 2975, if I'm not mistaken. It sent a G3, which is a strong enough storm. It hit a 145 UTC time yesterday, 135, 145. So they say. But hey, there's more than one X-class solar flare CME on its way to Earth. They call it a CME Halo, the last one yesterday on the 31st, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Well, happy April Fool's Day, everybody. But we still talk about truth here, even when it's April Fool's. And I just don't think Space Channel should even meddle around with April Fool's Day. I know a lot of them do, which is a little bit of fun, but hello, Beth. I'm always very careful. I'm trying to tell people that everything I'm posting is real. So am I going to make an April Fool's video? No. I post truth on April Fool's. My pleasure, Barb. Thank you for supporting this channel. Nice to see you, Beth. Hope everything's okay. Hope everyone's doing well. Haven't got those in a while, nightmares. Haven't really ever been a person to have those, Kai, but they can be pretty realistic, eh? And it does change your humor in a day. Definitely. Mickey Mayham's in the house. Hey, Bruce and mods and all chatters here at Bruce Nation. Good to see you all. Love sent out from Lancashire, UK. Thank you so much. My friends from the UK, which I do have so many of you guys and gals from the UK here. I love you all for it so much. Thanks for the amazing support. Thank you so much, Beth. Remember, you saw it here first with Bruce. The movie Moonshot. It took all that you have captured and made a movie. Remember, you saw it here first with Bruce. The movie Moonshot took all that you have captured and made a movie. Oh, did they? Wow, they're going to make the movie before I make the movie. I got so many people that even took my research and put ads on them. They hid the name on the bottom. If I showed a UFO, they tried to hide the crater where the UFO was flying. I had a lot of people do that. You know, it comes down to like me playing music. When I play music and I take a backup song of, I don't know, whoever, right? Let's say I take a Joe Cocker song and I use his melody and I add different words and I get a lot of popularity because of that, so. But people using my work have to ask me about it, because if I see anyone using my work, I usually take them down. But Beth, I've done it. I've left them up. Some people are really coming by, taking my work and trying to help my channel get ahead. But you could be sure if I see it on what's the name of the channel? Movie Moonshot or something like that. Well, we'll see. I'm supposed to be in a movie myself. A director at MUFON making his second movie, which I'm not going to name, but it's okay. Didn't get any feedback back from them, but that's okay. They won't be able to use my footage in any other videos unless they talk to me about it. But I don't worry over that, boy. I tell you. Thanks for the heads up, though. Do appreciate you guys letting me know. Hey, Bruce, hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. I am. Thanks a lot, Michael. Appreciate it. Good day to you too, Ralph. Thanks, you guys. Awesome, Daryl. Thanks, man. What about the latest CME's X flares? Yes, very, very bad. Very, very bad solar flares. And the last sunspots are let go several solar flares. So we have the CME, solar flares, and geomagnetic storms. So in the past week, less than a week, we heard about coronal mass ejections with an S. We heard about solar flaring. Several solar flares are coming out of this X CME before it occurred. And we're hearing about geomagnetic storms now already. I don't get into too much about the energy and the flux, but the flux jumped from a 2 to a 9 or an 8 or a 9, I think, with the resonance and magnetic resonance and everything. There's a lot of electricity flowing around this sun. It's causing a lot, and it's going to cause a lot of turmoil here also on Earth. It showed smoke on the moon. It's a major motion picture where the moon hit the Earth. Love you. Oh, yes. Oh, that's awesome. I wish they would literally use my footage, though, and not just show the same things that I'm doing. But wouldn't that be awesome, Beth? At one point, maybe a big movie, Star Wars film, comes up to me and say, hey, can we use just a part of your footage in the entry, beginning of the movie in Star Wars? Well, I'll have to think about it. Yeah, sure. Like, can you sign a contract to be sure you're going to do it now? Hey, salut la gang. Merci beaucoup. Je l'agolais. Merci beaucoup. Victor the Vic in the house. Great supporter, my strong friend. Amazing supporter on the French channel, too. I love you, man. Thanks, Victor. So watch it, trolls. Victor is my bouncer. And if any of you trolls, anyways, not true, but he'd love to. He'd love to get a couple of you in the room. We talk about it all the time. Love you, Victor. Thanks, man. Thanks again, Beth, so much. Thank you generously. The generous contributions you guys give and gals give. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Beth. Yeah, they're really bad. They're coming in left and right. I'm sure there's more now. And actually, Actually, if I look really quickly, just to give, I know most of you know what's occurring on the sun. CME arrival X1 halo CME. And if you look at the information about the X1 coronal mass ejection, we have yet another coronal mass ejection inbound, and it's from the sunspot region 2975, which I will also get up on the next video. You do see the 2975 there in the last video, but it wasn't as intense as it was yesterday, and I'm going to get it up for you. I had looked at the sun today, 2975. It's very bad. The sun is very bad. There's maybe an extra 20 to 30, 40, maybe even 50 new sunspots all over the sun. A lot of plasma that we can see lifting up off the sun too. So the sunspot region 2975, which you'll see in the last video and in the next video, its progression, produced an X1 solar flare yesterday, which indeed launched a coronal mass ejection into space. The appearance of this coronal mass ejection is very similar of that coronal mass ejection launched by the M4 solar flare, which apparently that one did hit yesterday, 1:45 UTC time. It must be, yeah, I'm exactly on it. It arrived around 1:45 UTC time today, which was yesterday. But that's one of the 3 or 4 that are coming to Earth. There are several of them coming to Earth. We see yet again an asymmetrical full halo coronal mass ejection is what just occurred, with a majority of the ejecta heading towards the west. This is, however, no doubt that this cloud does indeed have an Earth-directed component. An impact would be expected on Saturday, the 2nd of April, tomorrow, or tonight. So tomorrow or tonight, depending on where you are. A more precise forecast has yet to be made, which I'm not going to make it. There are also no official predictions yet for what kind of storm conditions to expect. Also, theory, science is theory, but up to the moderate G2 geomagnetic storm conditions should very much be possible. And yeah, it's pretty incredible what they showed. So a bit here up higher. So we have Tuesday, the 29th, March, 2 coronal mass ejections, G3 storm watch. We have Thursday, 31st of March, a CME arrival X1 halo. Wednesday, the 30th of March, was the X1.3 solar halo. And so those are the ones that they're talking about. The strength of the interplanetary magnetic field, for those that are interested, is moderate. The direction is slightly south. Oof. And pretty scary seeing what's occurring on the sun, because we have no idea really what's going to happen. I think that's what's happening. Christopher Rollins, thanks, bro. That's a good one, Julie. Thanks for the cue. It's it'll help for sure. I try to answer them all, but it's a good indication if you want to question a couple of cues in front of your question. Great stuff. Thanks again, Victor. C5 Circle is a cool guy. Really is, Daryl. He's an amazingly cool guy. Very, very high on life. I love the guy to pieces. He's going to be gone for a couple of days or weeks. I'm not sure. He'll be busy. It doesn't mean he might not be posting, but it could be. Great guy. I had him on only once. Very talented person, individual. Kai was supposed to be on also, if I'm not mistaken. Really hope I didn't screw anything up, Kai. It was because of the eye. No excuse, but there is an excuse, is my eye. But we have to do it again. Kai is also welcome. Tony Brooks is another person that mentioned to come on more and more, even though Bruce is hard to reach. Any given time that people want to come on, it won't be a problem. And we'll be able to do that together and talk about certain events, certain things. Michael says, Bruce's moon structures and UFOs footage is awesome. Thanks, Michael Stark. I love you for it, man. Thanks for the years of supporting the channel and the comments and for coming to the streams, man. Really, really appreciate it. Great work and excellent captures. Thank you. And there's going to be some more captures that are going to keep on coming, of course. And what my captures that are old are called old only date back 5 years. So You know, people are still looking at NASA images from 60 years ago, which they never updated the moon, did they, with those images? It's sad, that they didn't update the moon with those images. Everyone's expecting Hubble to show, the moon in a spectacular way. Imagine. They're too close, they say. Well, what they should do is when they're a million miles past the sun, James Webb Telescope, you're going to tell me he's not going to try to see what the moon looks like from there? Come on. I don't believe it. C5 is an awesome dude for sure. 100%. And for those of you who don't know Simon, capital C, capital E, 5, capital C on the circle. CE5 circle is his channel. And I like authentic captures. Peter at one point caught a real UFO object in the sky. Love it. Simon at the same time. Like I love doing, you all know it. Those of you who follow me, I like interacting and looking like a nut and speaking to this guy. And listen, guys, I try to do it in an as humble way as I can. I never told anyone I was a prophet, never told anyone I was, I just believe in luck, I guess. I believe some people, if their life goal is to do a certain thing, they might be confronted by an extraterrestrial, or maybe be luckier than others to see certain things. Who knows? Do you ever feel like you're on the Andrew Lepensi? Get out of my head all the time, man. All the time, without any chance of anything otherwise. It's always like that. As much as, when I say the Truman Show, I know my mother's a real mother. My mother's really my mother. But when it comes to things like what the government's doing, what they're saying happened in the past, the Bible, everything, I really remain outside of the box so that I can still listen to someone's story without jumping into it. Like somebody told me, Bruce, it could be drones you're capturing on the moon. If you're capturing UFO lights, it could very well be drones. Yes. Who would I be? I'm allowed disagreeing, but it would still remain just an opinion, right? And that's what I want people to understand that are new to the channel, that I'm just here giving my opinions with what I'm filming. I'm studying as hard as hell. I'm studying astronomy. I'm studying heliophysics. Had even a hard time pronouncing it. It's not easy, and I'm no genius. And of course, that's why we have specialists in their field. Some people specialize in one thing, right? Like most of us do. It's not everybody that specializes in a whole bunch of different fields. Why? Because we only have 100 years approximately to learn everything, right? Because they say that people die. In reality, it's a term we give for the physical body to stop functioning. But the physical body is part of something bigger. And there's a soul inside of our body. And that soul is sitting inside of the purse, which is the physical body, which is to protect the soul. So somewhere along the lines, when somebody told me, or I heard many religions say, do not harm your body, it's not yours, it was given to you. I believe that. And whether it's true or not, I think it's a good thing to I think it's a good thing to, to better yourself. If everyone has a goal of wanting to better themselves, even if they're not informed or knowledgeable in certain fields, it doesn't matter. If you're trying to better yourself, most likely you will better yourself. Do it without believing what everything is shown around you and what everyone says. Hook, line, and sinker. A lot of people get hooked really quickly on beautiful theories. Even me with the moon and stuff like that. I said, wow, maybe there's a war on the moon. But again, it's just a theory, But I think it's important for us to bring up all the theories, though. Definitely feel like I'm on the Truman. Yes, you're Truman show. Yeah, that's my big problem, actually, Andrew, with the your. I never write it properly. I always write just your, like you're kidding me. But I don't. Thanks for being here, you guys. Share the love, hit the like button. I really appreciate that. How about the new telescope that we're not being told? That we're not being told. Yeah. Well, the new telescope, like if you're talking about the James Webb, Very, very concerning that they're doing a secret project, right? Sure, they said James Webb is there to discover new galaxies, to discover water on other planets and outside and habitable planets, and habitable zones and whatnot. But they started off with doing a secret project. They're not telling anyone what they're doing, not telling anyone what their goal is. And then we're waiting for Hubble, who has this amazing new discovery that's supposedly going to be one for the history books. And I was talking about that too this week. What are they going to show us? A new type of asteroid, a large object in a solar system. I did a poll, which I was very proud of my community. And I was just happy by chance that I also felt the same way. Most of you, the ones that answered the poll, said that there's probably some large object inside of the solar system that they're going to talk about. Maybe even one that's been there for many, many years, right? Inside of the solar. We don't know. Maybe not, but maybe yes. Always looking when there's a planet alignments. The last planet alignment that I was looking at, I got comets that came into the atmosphere. We got, what was the name of that comet a while back? There's so many of them now that we're seeing. It's like there's always something new coming into the bloody solar system. And when the planets align, I'm telling you guys, that's when things get effing crazy. The last alignment that we had, which was an alignment that had not occurred since 100 years, they said 80 or 100 years ago. We went through different phenomena where they said the moon was going to be as close as it was in 1920. What the hell's that all about? 100 years ago. Then it goes back out. So the alignment, yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking into that. Is there supposed to be another one? Didn't even know. The planet alignments created so much energy the last couple of years when we had one, and those bloody asteroids in the solar system are still there. So now picture this. Picture a 5 bloody planet alignment. Just that is concerning enough to cause a lot of trouble for Earth's magnetosphere. Took me a whole year to understand that all the scientists and all the telescopes and satellites and everything out there, that's exactly what they're studying. Magnetism, gravity, right? How does it interact? Microgravity. Does it exist, right? 2016, February or November, I think it was February 11th, if I'm not mistaken, they declared gravity being something that was legitimately found out to have been a wave. But again, the way they found that out is by doing an experiment here on Earth. It's theoretical. That's how I see it. All theoretical. Hey, General Sorrell, thanks for being here. Trying to get down to where everyone is. Ralph Peterson in June, planetary alignment. Yeah, so it is in June. Thanks for letting me know that, you guys. So I'm a bit worried about that. And the biggest earthquakes, expect it, written in gold. You're going to see the biggest earthquakes occur. I'm really fearful that these earthquakes can be 11s, 12s, 13s, or 14s, really, really up there on the Richter scale. We're going to have to reinvent the Richter scale to go up a bit higher. I'm able to tell 24 hours before there's an earthquake. Those of you, I hope, that are actually seeing what I'm writing in the community, I predicted it maybe 7 times, but you know who's helping me predict it? Not me, the sun. There's no prediction. The sun tells you. It shows you straight up in your face, like, get ready. Like, you see the plasma clouds lifting up on the sun. Then you see the sun rotating, and then it just faces Earth. I'm starting to wonder if the sun's not a weapon, directing itself wherever the hell it wants it to go. My own mother said just this morning, you mean to tell me that if the sun's all gas, how the hell can there be a hole in gas where it goes down to the center if it's just gas, eh? A lot of people believe that the sun is solid. I like the theory of it. I would more likely, if I was to guess, have to guess that the sun is a physical object, maybe physical enough for us to even land on it. Imagine. My self-setting clock is way off since yesterday by 8 hours. That's not good. Have you been driving around in a jet recently? Teresa, be kind. Thanks a lot for being here. Thank God it's Friday. Yes, indeed. Thanks. Thank God it is. Did you hear about the Liberals mandating 100% electric vehicles by 2035? Yep, I heard it. And I heard about the story. I did not hear about them mandating it for 2035. It's looking pretty realistic, though. I think about 2035 is about it. I think we all know that we are the last gas guzzlers. We'll be the last people to drive around in those cars, except for the elites. If you look at it, the elites will always be driving around in their gas guzzling cars, right? We have Biden, poor Biden. Biden, he said yesterday that the first lady's husband has COVID or something, or he's sick. Took a couple of minutes, and then somebody says, "That would be you, sir?" He didn't understand what they were talking about. He did not understand what they were talking about. Susan, thank you. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here. Thank God I have my mods to see some of you because I miss some of you. Christy, hello, hello. Is there anybody out there? I love you, Christy. Thanks for the generous contribution to the channel, you guys. Thanks, Christy, for everything you do to this channel, the support, the comments. I'll be on Patreon this weekend again. Finally. So, am I allergic to cheese, guys? I like jumping into conversations. Big plan. What you guys asked me what's new in my life? I quit eating cheese, and I don't know if I'm going to have side effects. I'm a cheese lover. Never been a day in my life I haven't eaten cheese. I mean, literally like a mouse. I'm trying to do that, see if my eye will react differently. That's why I started fasting a couple of months ago. And not doing too good, eh? But the fasting is good for many things, good for people, even, I assume, without being a doctor, even cancers, to say when you starve a cancer, well, I think there's some truth to that. TH is in the house. Hello from Northern Nevada, another bucket list place I'd love to visit. USA. Sir Bruce rocks. He's the bomb. Thank you so much, TH. Thank you very, very much. How is C doing? THC? Funny. Just a joke. I appreciate it, TH. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. My friends, guys, I think I have enough people in Nevada now that could maybe go down there or something at one point. I get a lot of people in the Nevada area give me a lot of feedback too. And so I love you guys down there. Thanks a lot. General Sorrel says, I've been here many times. I love you for it. Yeah, and I recognize the icon, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm very, very sorry for not recognizing some of you sometimes, but no, I love you all for it, for coming here, for taking the time to come to the channel. It's a real channel. It's a real channel with real findings. Maybe 90% of the channels out there, there's a lot of fake ones. I don't know. I'm not even ready to say that. I know a lot of amazing space channels that don't have their own telescopes, but bring incredible information about everything that's being found out in space. A lot of really cool channels. But, I was lucky, too, to be able to do this with my own research, to be able to talk about, hey, guys, I'm lucky to talk about asteroids, meteors, and comets, to have had the chance to be able to capture some of them by chance, which, very humbly said, is I believe anybody could have done it also. I was lucky. I'm just continuing to be lucky as I keep viewing the sky. I often see a lot of things. That UFO that came out of the sky last year and came in like 15 feet from me, it's not something that's going to happen every day. It might not ever happen again. So it's important to share the findings when they happen. Look at the outgassing, guys. What do you think of that? Do you see how everything remains so quiet? I expect when you make a video and you show clouds on the moon, usually there should be at least thousands of trolls sitting there saying you're full of shit and, disagreeing with it, but they're not. They're not. As much as I don't get thousands of people commenting. I don't even get trolls coming to the channel. It's like I'm a dead channel. The trolls are the same ones that always come back. You all know them. So Ace got his community back, his community tab. I took down, I was able to easily take down most of the communities on the troll channels just by the legal reporting tool that's there for them discriminating and, using harsh words and being a bully, and stuff like that. So it's not easy always having to flag them, but I don't. In reality, you're always going to get jealous people no matter what you do, whether you're a painter, a singer, and stuff. So I just let them be. I have fun with them. I sing songs about them. I answer and reply to them anyways when they come to the channel, and no problems with that. Lots bunch of new handles. Haven't heard that expression since way back. Used to do a lot of CB when I was younger, even upper lower side bend radio. I've done that. I've done the AM, FM radio, obviously FM radio for certain people that work in the law and people that work for towns or people on buses, medical buses. I had the chance to work on talk alongside cops. Thank you so much, Nancy. I appreciate you even more, man. Going through my cards. Hey, Grip. Yeah, that's geez. I thought she would have been here. If Darla's not here, she's definitely out somewhere at a meeting because Darla just doesn't miss a show. I hope she's okay. She'll probably be here for the next one, hopefully. Going through my cards, NASCAR for you looking for things like soon. I don't go outside. There are feathery things flying around. Yes, feathery things. The damn birds. I'm a bit getting afraid of the nature. Like now, a mosquito when it stings me, I get a bad reaction, not physically but mentally, to the whole ideal of them biologically trying to kill us by spraying, by injecting, whatever. A lot of the research that's being done in space is for biomedicine. Did you know that? A lot of people don't know that. Some people are trying to discover things in space for a certain virus or something here on Earth. Never found that normal to be preventive against viruses. They're causing virus. Anyways, you can't really even talk about them. Carlos Skywatcher, hello to you. Thank you so much, Julie. You guys rock. Thanks, Christy. Thanks again, Christy. Hello and happy Friday. They unsubscribed me from the channel again. Thanks, Sharon, for always coming back and resubbing. The same thing to me. I am Kai. I was erased from his channel this week. Peter Benton. This week I was unsub from him. I had to resub. And Barb Weist last week. So it's funny. It's all the channels. It's like it's all the channels, And some of you, I just didn't subscribe to you, not to freak out some of your wives or husbands. Some of you, I don't automatically subscribe to a channel. A lot of people are there as a couple, and I'm careful with who I subscribe to. But Barb, keep singing. Barb Weiss was in the singing mood. Hey, yeah, snow. That's another thing. Well, freezing rain last night. We got some this morning. Hopefully the snow will remain gone now, but I'm not sure. In Quebec, it's on its way. There's 20 centimeters to 30 centimeters just for Gaspésie. Gaspésie at the end of Quebec. And more snow on its way for the end of Quebec, and it's not done at all. Hi, Karen. Thanks so much, Karen, for being here. Thank you for appreciating the sun footage. I'm so happy. We're in the middle of the CMEs hitting Earth, and I'm able to show the exact sunspot from where these bloody CMEs come from. And notice that the videos usually only get about 1.3, 1.4 views. It takes me 3 days to get 1.4 views. My French channel this month, I got 11,000 views. So I'm getting 10,000 less views a month. So I went from 130,000 views on the French channel a month to about 9 to 11,000 views. So, and that's including with the members there. And my members on the French channel, they don't reply to me. Have you ever seen that? It's odd. So a lot of problems and glitches. And that's why I appreciate those of you who became members, who went to Patreon, or just come here every day to watch a video. You're contributing in an amazing way to the channel. Hey, K-Wood, how's it going? Hi, Bruce. We got snow in the UK last week. Was hotter than Greece. Crazy. This week, cold and snow, which makes absolutely no sense. 101%, you guys. It's because of the sun. We know that. CMEs plus biggest number of people getting sick. That's a whole new ball game. Is that I haven't been feeling very good the past month. I do believe somewhere along the lines of reality that the sun can affect our health, maybe affect our moods, right? If the moon and everything's affecting tides, also affects us in many, many ways. It may be a controversial theoretical topic, but it's interesting. As a bus driver, I know no one's going to believe me, but if you were a bus driver, less on the medical bus, but more when I became a bus driver, the saddest part of my life, actually, during that time, because there was a lot going on. Is, when you're a bus driver, you're responsible for a lot of things, and the law is not usually on your side. Ace of Space had told people, and there's nothing to do about YouTube. YouTube has to crack down on the guidelines of how trolls talk to are insulting people. They said I was a ped. They said I was abusing the kids over there when I was driving the buses and stuff. These are people online, by the way, that are saying this to trolls. There's got to be some laws and slaps on their wrists, at least, that they should be getting for defaming someone. There's nothing you can do on YouTube. Somebody grabs a picture of your kid nude and posts it on YouTube. YouTube's going to protect that person. He's not going to help you fix your channel. I believe YouTube is automated, completely automated. Only computers, nobody there except for the human that once in a while goes on to see if the computers and the AI programs that DARPA worked on them with. When are they going to tell us that DARPA signed a contract with the government or with YouTube or with Twitter and something? They're there, right? DARPA makes artificial intelligence objects and creates a lot of those objects. If you go to the website of DARPA and you actually look at what DARPA is, you're going to think it's a fake website. You're going to think it's a website where in a Star Wars movie, what they're doing there. You would not believe what DARPA's doing there. Pretty scary stuff. Yes, the queen is missing. Where is the queen? Yeah, she definitely would be here next stream. I'm almost positive. Yeah, the UK weather's crazy also. And it's going to be like that. It's going to be like, it's in the Pacific. I keep saying it, in the Pacific, beside the southern Pacific part of the ocean. That's where everything is occurring. That's where La Palma erupted, southern Pacific. Tonga eruption, southern Pacific. Earthquakes all around Japan, Indonesia, and everything. It's on the outside of the Pacific. Everything is there. Everything is happening there. The sun rotates back, and then we're at 24 hours to 48 hours. Then all hell breaks loose. Then Super Dave 44 channel posts a 6.8 earthquake. My friend Super Dave, it's instantaneous. Every time we see the sun, they show the sunspots. They flare up. You see plasma. Then it starts turning. Boom. You get the earthquake. It's repetitive. So you can really find out what's happening with the weather by viewing the sun. As a matter of fact, maybe Hubble is going to admit that by saying they found some discovery. Don't forget, they're going to use we've just discovered something. They could already know what they're saying they discovered, right? Who knows? Thank you so much, Peter Benton. Thanks, man, for the amazing support and contributions, bro. Hey, Bruce, quite a few large sunspots today. Wow, it's crazy, man. I saw it online, but I didn't see it in the sky because unfortunately it's like pitch black here. I've been unsubbed from Darla at least 4 times now over the last few months. It's unreal. It happens to me a lot, and quite a few times. Quite a few times I've been unsubscribed to certain channels. Peter, there's another merging of the sunspots. 2978, I think, is merging with some more spots underneath. So right off the bat, we know it. We're the 31st. Oh, no, we're the 1st. April Fools. So that means in a matter of hours again, I believe, viewing the sun today, which I didn't see with my own eyes, I had to go see what NASA showed me on the Weather Channel. I believe that there's going to be another solar flare or two that could possibly be big enough to create one more CME. We got scared last month, Peter. The CME was coming from a sunspot that was not that big, and it created a very large solar flare and a geomagnetic storm coming to Earth. And then they were just all boggled about it. Bruce, that triangular overlay between a few craters you've shown many times located in southern highlands, the triangular overlay between a few craters. Yes, it is. It is exactly, Michael Stark, in the southern highlands. Like, I mean, a hand distance around Clavius crater, right? There's lots in the bottom part. Clavius crater is just an area that's absolutely superb to view with a large telescope. And NASA last year, only a few months ago, but last year, admitted that they found water just off several, not too many kilometers far from Clavius crater. There's a towering object I show there with a black line, 90-degree angle on the surface that goes to places. So the big secret, almost 6 years ago now, I found out that the structures are black lines. They're everywhere. Black lines, 90-degree angles that have like a little corner, sort of like somebody, makes like a chapeau, a hat, just corner angle, black lines, perfectly straight, coming from the craters. They're hauling something out of the craters. I don't know what they're hauling out of the craters. I'm jumping subjects now. Outgassing is what I talked about before. I've not seen many people show clouds or smoke coming out of my Smoky Mountains are burning with third day again. Wow. I heard of a lot of fires, Christopher Rollins, in certain areas in the States too. And now it seems like they're almost hiding some of those areas where some of that's coming out. They just don't talk about what's going on anymore. So, yes, sir, that is in the Southern Highlands. And the Southern Highlands, well, that's the part of the moon where you have the most craters that you see. They say craters. It's the most devastating part of the moon, they say, because you see all the jumbled up craters. So many details leading to those craters. It's incredible. Thanks again, Susan, for being here. I heard there's a lake in Antarctica that is melting. The sun is doing something. Yes. I heard that too. Also, Beth, those icebergs broke away, and there's one that cut in two, or is supposed to break in two. There was talk about them blocking off some of the main routes for boats. There's talk about the icebergs that were dragging in the bottom, and this is like way out near, I don't know where the hell, out in the boonies, out where it's really, really warm, where these icebergs are going along and they are scraping the coral reefs in a certain area and just devastating what's left of all the coral reefs. I mean, it's a domino effect, right? When that sun starts acting up, everything without a doubt is going to change in the solar system. Is it a change that that happens every so many thousands of years? I sure as hell hope so, because if not, we're doomed for. But it's theoretical. We'll never know. We're going to start documenting it now. Then in 100 years, there'll be an entire new group of people on Earth that them too that will be doing the experimentation about all of this. We'll never get to anything. It's not like, oh, now we're advanced. So like in 2 or 3 months, we're going to know exactly where the hell we're from and why we're here. We don't know where we're from. We don't know if we're from here or not, right? With all due respect to people that are religious and say, well, we're put here by God. I get it. But the problem is that, well, not that it's a problem, but there are two aspects of that. There's two sides. There's the scientific side to where we come from, and there's the biblical side from where we come to. Do you believe me that often science falls into the biblical? Often. Science says one thing, the Bible says one thing. The outcome is the same. That's what I've been seeing anyways. I see the universe as an inverted black hole, or I like that one. I like that one. More like a mountain, sort of like a hat, if you want, instead of seeing it more like an inside, like the black holes. What people are looking at when they see the black holes are not the black holes. The black holes are invisible because it's dark matter and you cannot see dark matter, but you can sure as hell see the dark matter clashing with the atmosphere around it. Have any of you have any idea of the black hole findings that they found out in the past few months and year? What they're finding out, it's crazy. We have ourselves people that are have control of a great deal of power and have a lot of say in what they can do with this power, and that's the scary part, because the people on this earth, the governments, their goal is not to protect us. Their goal is to advance, to innovate in space. And why? Because they want to make a bigger bomb than Russia and China. They said it themselves. The Pentagon and the other two branches, so 3 branches of military in the States, said that themselves. We have to get back up on top and be the leading country in artificial intelligence and be the leading country in defense, which, I don't care what anybody says, just without talking about war too much. Putin, he can say what he wants. Maybe he doesn't even have nuclear weapons. When I see people fighting with guns from the 1940s, I don't know, with what's going on. The technical advancement, artificial intelligent advancement, it must be only being used for space. Like, weren't you guys expecting like to see this robotic war in Ukraine that would have taken like one day? Nope. We're seeing like in the olden days when people were in trenches and that weren't fed. What the hell's going on? Not being fed? What? In the year 2022? Are you serious? Why the hell are people going to war if they're not going to be fed? The government's leaving them there in the woods and the bushes. So stupid. And we repeat that every 50 bloody years. In this case, 30 years. When's the war? It's less than 100 years since the last war. My God, it doesn't stop. It's just war and war and war. They need an excuse. So they need the red flag to come out. And then when there's a red flag, they get people concerned. You get people donating, funding, contributing to these 3 branches of military, and then boom. Do you know how much NASA is asking for? Every year in the States, right? There's fiscal budget. There's the budget for what money NASA gets, what money the Pentagon gets. The White House was asked by NASA that this year, as compared to I may be wrong, 2 to 6 billion they asked for last year, maybe more. I don't think so though. They're asking for $26 billion, right? There's a part of the fiscal when Trump was there, billions of dollars were asked by the governments and Federal Reserve, whatever, to give checks to people while they were staying at home. Millions, if not billions of dollars out of that whole amount where there were checks going to Americans went to the Pentagon and the 3 branches of military for the UFO problem. So a lot of the money every year that's coming out, you guys, Americans, are paying for all of it too. be shipped off to the Pentagon, space, or Klaus Schwab. And I mean, that's how it is now. It's very concerning, actually. Yeah, exactly. Made of circles. I like that, Marcia Claire. Hello. Graffiti tattooed. I enjoy all your videos. I don't always comment. I miss the lives, but I watch them all. I love you for it, my friend. Thanks a lot, bro. Thank you so much. I watched them all. You have great captures. Thank you so much. I have a P900, he says, and a small telescope. That's all you need. That's exactly it to be able to see the same shit that I'm seeing in the sky. And the good one is the P900, because I think the P900 really works well for the UFOs that are on the moon. Honestly, I've seen and captured a lot of UFOs. That famous UFO fleet that I showed you guys that are winding on the moon, guys, that are coming out of the craters. Did you all know that I caught that with a P900 and that it wasn't even with a friggin' telescope? And I was able to show it that big on screen. The P900. P900, 16 megapixels. So what I'm showing on the moon, I'm using the Nikon D850. That's 46 megapixels, but we still can get up a little bit. The next camera I'll be investing in, I was a bit too, I went a bit too ahead of what I was supposed to do looking at the cameras, and I found the one I wanted, 250 megapixels, and it's $28,000 without the lens, 48 with the lens. So obviously, people ask me, "Will you get one day, 200 megapixel camera?" I hope so, but I hope they bring that price down from 20, 30, $40,000. More megapixels, you see more of the smaller details because it really goes good with my HD. The high definition in my CGXL telescope really shows us the little things on the moon, and that's why I was able to show the lines and to actually see those little lights coming out of the craters. We have to zoom in really close to see them. No, but if not, they're very small. If you know. Oh, well said, T's Garage. Infinity has no shape. But maybe the infinity that has no shape is sitting in a bowl. It doesn't stop, eh? It doesn't stop. Just keep digging, and anything can be anything. Some people are really good at bringing up theories too. Some people, every day on my channel, somebody tells me a theory, it blows me away. I go, whoa, you know? Well, no, not every day, but often. Yes, well said, Carlos. Straight linear. Yes, electric universe. We really are in an electric universe, boy. A sphere is most conservative shape in terms of volume and surface area. Very smart, Teresa. Be kind. Indeed. Everything's round, right? Everything here, when I say everything, round, circular, roundish, you know. Nick, how's it going, man? Thank you very much. Thanks, Nick, for the amazing support here, you guys. Craig 971, how's it going, brother? It says the universe could be a spherical bowl of spaghetti roos. That's exactly what I'm saying it is in theory, is how I see it. Sitting in a bowl, like noodles, all intertwined with themselves, pressed up together, causing mass, weight, temperatures, cold, heat to occur, phenomena occurring, causing every element in the universe, like water, to be seen in different states and forms, and gases and vapors and solids. It's incredible. It's incredible. Nobody can be a genius on this earth and know everything of all the fields. How could it be? We'd have to live here for thousands of years. Imagine living like they lived back in the day, 1,000 years. I'm having problems explaining certain things in heliophysics. How much better would I be 999 years down the road? Can you imagine how the mentality of the people that were 1,000 years old. Could you imagine the mentality of that person? How many times he saw shit repeat itself, like literally every 30 years for 1,000 years? People must have been really smart back then. It's probably why they're poisoning us, to make the human race last less and less and less long. They were doing really good back in the 1800s, where people were living like, what, 40, 50, 60 years old? You know, it's just ridiculous seeing the ages. Nitin Sharma, hello. Thanks a lot for being here, brother. Welcome. Punctured Ball. Hey, you're the best. At last, got you live. Thank you so much. And thanks for waiting an hour to get a response from me back, you guys. I started watching you when you got that 14-inch beauty. Thank you, Graffiti Tattooed. Appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, it was a life changer. It changed my life. Saw so many things on the surface of the moon with that, and there's more to come, a lot more to come. Peace Messenger, hey, beautiful people. And thank you, Bruce, for attending, for offering positive themes. Thank you to look at. Thanks for appreciating it. What we focus on grows. Watching with gratitude from Germany. Thank you very much, my German friend. Peace Messenger. And that's how it is. That's exactly how it is. I sometimes, very rarely, present something scary on the moon. Well, of course, maybe a bit of scary music to wake people up and stuff. But in general, I try to share a positivity where I think it's ridiculous for people to start thinking that, oh my God, there's something on the moon. They're going to come kill us. They've most likely always been there, and they've been there maybe even longer than us. And we say them. We don't know if they are thems. Maybe they're just lights. Maybe it's something controlled by humans here, breakaway civilization that left Earth 100 years ago. That's why when we're digging here on Earth now, we're finding intelligent life, far smarter than us. Mathematical tools and machines, that have been found in ancient tombs and stuff like that. They were way ahead of their time. They were advanced in astronomy. They were advanced in physics. They were advanced. They knew how to predict weather. There's so many things that you do. Egyptians had running water apparently and stuff. So in the past, I used to look at them as being primitive for the longest time, all my life, until I started doing the research. Always see generations, hundreds of thousands ago, years ago, I always interpreted them in my mind, mental vision of them being really not dumb, but not knowing anything, like not being able to conquer anything at all. And I think what's happening is the opposite effect. It's that people now in life are becoming less intelligent. And it's not the other way around. It's not that we're getting smarter. People see the human race as getting smarter because they're presenting artificial intelligent technologies and whatnot. It's not getting smarter. We're regressing. It's a regression of the human mind. People are getting dumber. You can go as deep as you want, all the way into testicles if you want. Semen in men, the sperm count for males. Look at the sperm count in 11 years. What happened to us? Very, very troubling. We're making dumb kids. That's what's happening. We're making dumb kids. As funny as some people are going to say, come on, it's true. And they're going to get dumber and dumber and dumber. Dumb and dumber. Happy days is what we need. Tav, thank you very much. Hey, Tav, nice to see you, my friend. Thank you very, very much. I love you for it. Always love hearing that, my friend. Happy flashback day. Let's go, Brandon, today. Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one. Happy flashback day, where everyone just writes stuff that makes no sense on the internet. We'll choose a date. Stephen A., how's it going, my friend? I'm doing good. Thanks so much for asking. Venus is the only 3,500 years old, they say. Yes, it's true. That's what they say. It was born from Jupiter. That's apparently what they say. And it's also, if you look at where all the asteroids and the belt is and where everything occurs and where there's a lot of activity with asteroids and big rocks, it is between those areas, between Jupiter and Mars. It's where all the asteroids come from. I've done the research and I've heard it myself. They've talked about it many a times. Venus, very interesting. Another interesting part about Venus is, its backwards orbit. So how is Venus going to react to the sun? If the sun is devastating Earth, could you imagine the temperature change on Venus? Could you imagine what the sun is doing to Uranus, to Uranus, to Neptune, Pluto, whatnot in the solar system? What's going to be the reaction of all the planets and the stars? Are all the stars around us going to react like the sun's reacting? Haven't we been talking for the past few years saying, wow, Venus is bright. Wow, this is bright. Wow, that's bright. Sure, refraction. I get it. But is it all just refraction? Probably not. Probably not. Kojak's Football Shack. Thank you very much for being here. You guys rock. Appreciate it. Thanks again, Karen. Sean McCurry's in the house. Star Knight. That pisses me off not seeing the contribution. Star Knight, JBS. Thank you so much. Love you all. We send free vibes to all. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, you guys. I'm sorry for just having seen that now. Don't understand everything, but interesting. Merci, Victor. You rock, brother. Victor's French, guys, and he comes here to encourage the English channel. He's brought a lot of people over to the French channel. Victor Levic, I love you, bro, for it. Thank you so much. Oh, Moonfall, the movie. Thanks, Graffiti Tattooed. I'm hearing about that. Yeah, yes. And also, apparently, there's a lot of what I found out is really on the moon from what people have been saying back in the 60s and 70s, talking about the moon. In the 80s, also, lots of people, they have their moon guys that they go listen to. And apparently, a lot of what I declared having found is everything is a part of what they spoke about. They all spoke about the lines, the glass domes or whatnot on the moon and stuff. Unless I see it, I don't tell people it's there, but I don't say it's not there. Thank you, Gate Smasher. Hoorah! The bird in the back reminds me of a song, Mother Freedom. Oh, yes. Yes. Well, I hope that eagle is watching over me. I don't know. I don't know if it is. But the signs and encounters and signs that I get from people or from the skies is often a bird. It's often a hawk, even a crow. Sometimes things happen and a death in a family. Well, birds come by and stuff. For me, it's something that changed my life, actually. How utterly boring life would be to understand everything. Oh my goodness. You said a mouthful there. Wrote yesterday, I said, is it possible to achieve success without dreaming? Dreamer. I'm a dreamer. Being a dreamer doesn't mean you necessarily have ridiculous thoughts. It's that you can imagine maybe more outside of the box as compared to some other people. Star Knight, JBS, thanks again for the generous contributions. You guys, thanks, Beth and everyone. Patrice. Hey, merci, Patrice. Hey, bro. My friends from France. Let me scroll down here. Johnny Rocket BC, thanks for being here. Rex Caradog, why can't I pass the blood? Red Dragon, anyone know? Why can't I pose my blood red dragon? Anyone know? I have no idea, my friend. Question, Eric, thank you very much. The wind will not stop blowing in Kansas. Can I blame it on the sun? Oh, that's funny you say this. Well, the wind will not stop blowing in Kansas. I would right off the bat. Very interesting. I know a little bit about the soil in Kansas. I'm scaring myself right now. But the wheat, it's in the news right now. A lot of people are talking about it. Wheat farmers and all farmers in Kansas have a hell of a hard time because it's just dry land. Some of the farmers this year didn't even get their stock come up. No wheat coming up. Wind is not going to help that. But yes, I'll tell you what, Eric, every single time you hear them announcing there's a CME on its way to Earth, mark my words, 1 to 2 to 3 days after, it's always very windy. Solar winds. That's what they are. The solar winds, I believe, do reach Earth. And when we feel wind here on our faces, right here on Earth, it's probably the solar winds. Now, this isn't written anywhere. A lot of you are going to say I'm totally whacked, but Oh, yeah, and it's not necessary, but if you do, hey, it helps. Definitely helps. Hey, Oliver Klein, thanks for being here, brother. You guys feel like crap from the CMEs? I did. Make me a little nervous. I did, and I did feel bad the whole month, actually, feeling very, very bad. Of course, I had more problems with my eye. I made it to 221. The eye is still doing good. It's all because of cheese, Beth. Everyone's sick because they're eating cheese. No, that's maybe my story. It is scary to think that the sun can maybe be the cause of some of the problems that we have here on Earth. That's for sure. USA Today and Google has big write-up about CME. Yeah, they're starting to talk about it now. It's about friggin' time that they're talking about it. But I did feel bad, Beth. I did feel all week, under the weather. My eye was acting up, an allergy. You could even probably see it. It's just very, very sunken. It happens. I believe maybe, in part it has to do with that. I don't know. That's why I'm very concerned about what they're putting in our blood systems with the vax and stuff. Very, very concerned about that. There's some metal flakes in some of the ones that they're doing, Pfizer and everything. How are you going to react when you go to a hospital in a machine where you can't have any metal? I don't know. I hear we should start to worry when they get to X9. What do you think? I think by then it'll be too late. I think that the X1 and X4, X1.4 and stuff that we're seeing is just an example. I'm afraid it's going to jump. It's going to jump to an X9, like the Carrington event, for example, back in 1859 was a very spectacular event, but we did not have all those devices now that we have here now today. So the telegraph lines electrocuted people. There was a lot of things went on. Yesterday, guys, have any of you had a heated computer? I got an iMac Pro. It heated up yesterday and went off 6 times, and I kept relighting it. And then when of course, I get hacked, but anyways, could be a virus. When I touch the computer, it was like melting hot. So I unplugged it, put a fan on it, waited, and it's okay. The last time this happened, the CME, I am pissed, guys. I am like beyond pissed. Okay. This box, okay. Actually, that's a 2 terabyte one. I have a 4 terabyte, the boxes that you plug in and keep your information on them, right? So this box, the last CME that occurred, it doesn't work anymore. I don't know if it's because of the CME, but it doesn't work, and the computer doesn't read the black box anymore. I'm going to have to lend it to my mother or something to see if 4 terabytes of videos, sun, moon footage, 4 terabyte box. There's 3.5 terabytes on it. So I don't know if you know how many gigs that is, thousands, and that I have just suddenly disappeared. All my work are on those black boxes. If I can't have the black boxes functioning, I won't ever be able to keep, anything. The Saturn Moon Matrix. Saturn Moon Matrix. So what's the question? Is there a question about that? Is the moon a matrix? I don't know. I hear we should start to worry when they get to X9. So that was a good one. I would start worrying right away because in the past year, I've seen cataclysmic events that I've never seen in my entire life, that my mother and grandparents would have confirmed to me if they were still alive. I don't have any of them left. They would have confirmed to me that they'd never seen this even in their time, with what's happening with the sun. Carrington event, well, there wasn't much internet back in the days. I bet you a lot of people back then didn't even know what was going on, you know. The first signs of dangers are when we look up and we're going to start seeing aurora borealises everywhere, the northern and southern lights, you know. The ideal is that Earth is getting electrocuted by the sun continually, and the more it gets electrocuted, at one point it's going to pop. But the popping doesn't mean that Earth is going to be destroyed. Often what's destroyed on Earth, I believe, is the life there. It's not more encouraging, but it's not all going to happen at once, right? We're not going to wake up and, like, people often think the shift is going to be at 3:30 Saturday morning. It's going to go and flip over. No, we've been living in the shift. Nobody knows how long. We've been maybe living in the flip or the shift for 10,000 years. How long does an ice age last? Nobody knows any of these things. It's all theoretical. Mars, long ago, they say had an atmosphere around it. Duh. Long ago, it had an atmosphere around it, and it still does today, right? Which is closer to the sun, the moon or Mars? Are they saying there's colors on Mars but not on the moon? The moon, it's only a matter of time that they're going to admit it all. And until the big war happens, they're not going to mention it. I believe there will be a war and everything will be leaked. Thank you very much, Victor. I believe everything's going to be leaked. Let me scroll down here. Here in Pennsylvania, we had snow on Wednesday, a severe thunderstorm, and is more on the way, if I'm not mistaken. I heard that too yesterday, and sunshine today. Crazy weather. It is crazy. Absolutely. I appreciate that, Julie, very much. I don't really talk about it. Maybe that would explain why I don't sell things. But if you're interested, I put up a couple of images on Pictorem. And Pictorem, thank you very much, Julie. I have some images there of the moon. I keep forgetting to mention it to Christy. I talked to you about that, Christy, about an image. But anyways, if you want the moon base from Sinus Iridum, I put it there. You can have it as cheap as you want it if you just want a poster, a small, tiny poster, or if you want to have a whole wall of a moon image or whatnot, you can have it, and it's done on Pictorem. You can check it out. I've posted a couple of images there, and as a test to see if, not gotten any sales yet. One sale, which is cool. A sale from someone in the States that did purchase a moon image, and I kept the prices low, so I'm selling it peanuts for as compared to most of the photography channels. And I don't blame them, because photography is expensive. I'm not cutting off photographers by the neck by lowering the prices. I'm doing my own thing. DARPA drones. So you can check out the Pictorem link if you're curious to look at some of the art and images that I've shown. I've a lot of nature images and stuff like that. DARPA drones. They've been up there for a while, I think. I think you're right, Andrew. And I think in Ottawa, it's probably what we were seeing. There's drones in Ottawa. You got the Bay Raptor drones in Ukraine. Those are just incredible objects, aren't they? That's how the wars are done today. They're done through frequencies. They're not done on the ground anymore. And it made me laugh. Do you know that it is Vladimir Rovich, by the way, because his name isn't Vladimir, right? It's Vladimir Romich or something like that. But anyways, he was the first to say there will be no ground wars anymore, because ground wars do not work. So why did he send in a ground war? Ground troops. I never understood it. He was the first and only one that mentioned it. War is done through frequencies now, Northwest England. Listening in. Hi, all. Thank you, John Land Digging. John Land Digging. Thank you so much. And not land dinging. Lisa, how's it going? Thank you, Lisa. Thanks, Lisa, so much for being a member, you guys. It's taking me so long. That's why I scroll down. They're going to laugh. Julie's like, he says the same bloody thing every time. Barb also thinks the sun is a weapon. Absolutely. Hey, Static Bat, nice to see you. Astrology can tell you a lot about yourself in the cosmos. I agree with that. Divine Sorcerer, 100% agree with that. No, I don't know where Planet X is right now, but it's supposedly, I have a lot of people that talk about, Michael, that talk about Planet X having stopped by in 216 or 219. I wonder. I don't know where it is. I do believe there's a possibility that it's real because there's some large objects that come into the solar system. I wish they would be more straightforward and actually really saying, Nibiru exists and really, really, really talking about it would be awesome. I heard it's supposed to happen around mid-May. Read it in a comment. We'll see. There was another sun before an actual sun is a burning planet. Listen, Oliver, and Oliver's a good one. Knows a lot about the sun. Oliver, listen, the sun. Okay, for me, it's not what they say it is. When you leave the sun's surface, the trolls get so mad at me when I say that. When they will invest the time to do the research, they'll see that scientists also say the surface. But when they say the surface, they're talking about the photosphere, and the photosphere would be the surface area of what we talk about. But again, my mother said it just this morning. How can it be a ball of gas if a hole is opening up from the center, a coronal hole? And those coronal holes are like 100,000 feet deep or kilometers deep. It is deep, not feet, kilometers deep. Yes. Sisters in Swartz, SOS for short. Exactly. Sisters of the Swartz we started that a while back. We lost a few sisters of the Swartz, but most of the original ones have stayed. I wonder how that turned out for them. Rex. I'm working on it, Julie. I'm working on it. Rex. It's now called the asteroid belt. They call it what they want, right? Dry ice acts in correlation to the sun. Ooh, be careful. Now you're going to make me want to talk about some really scientific stuff. I'm no genius, but when electrons smash into atoms, and when they smash into a group of atoms, the electrons disturb the atoms and the atoms jiggle, and the atoms create heat between them. And because now you're just making me think of something. I told this to my mother. She said, boring. Getting to the point where I can't talk to anybody about electrons. I wouldn't even dare talk to somebody about electrons, Hey, Christy, I love you for it. Stay but wanted to check in and support my favorite channel. Thank you, Christy, so much. She's probably gone by now. I'll get back to you guys on Patreon, but I appreciate it so much. Electrons, if it's done, okay, with a superconductor, get this, a superconductor, what happens with the electrons, where I said the atoms heat up, would not happen, Barb, when it's done through superconduction, freezing, dry ice. And if you're sending the electrons through that by superconduction, you can continually do it, and the electrons can continually smash into atoms without them heating up. Okay, I'm done. That's my brain for today. That's how primitive I am. I learned something about electrons and atoms. My gosh. It's been like 15 years I've been talking about atoms, but I still don't know what the hell they do. Started learning at one point. John Lear, a pilot and UFO researcher, passed away. Did John pass away? That's too bad. I was friends with John Lear. John Lear was the first person to talk about me. We had our indifferences also. We got in a fight even at one point. But I'll tell you what, I wish him the best. and I hope he crosses over in a peaceful way. And I have nothing but respect for John Lear after everything that happened between him and I. After all the bad things that happened between him and I, let bygones be bygones. And I love the guy. So if that's so, rest in peace to him. I think that's something horrible. Death is never something funny. But Christy, remember what I told you about the energy and about what's happening around me with the people I'm interacting with and the ones that are. Energy exists. Energy is a real thing. Energy exists. So I did not know that John Lear passed away. Well, peace, messenger. Thank you very much for letting me know that. And my heart goes out to everyone who loved and supported him. Dazzy Bling, thank you so much. Hi, Bruce. By the way, 4 terabytes is, thousands of gigabytes, 4,096 gigabytes. And I got rid of all those thousands of jigs. What did I say opposite? Did I not say that? Because that's what I meant. And that's what I lost. I lost over 3,500 jigs of a lot of stuff, so both of the sun and both some recent and past things. But well, that's really too bad to hear about John Lear. He was loved. A lot of people were supporting him. He talked about me. He had my research on his wall. I don't know if you guys knew about that. Project Camelot. I interviewed by the beautiful and kind, loving lady that was there on Camelot, which her too, she was taken down, if I'm not mistaken. And again, I've had my indifferences with John Lear and some events that happened in the past. But there's one thing for sure: I'm not a piece of shit, and I'm not going to thrash anyone. Nobody deserves to have a family member die, and nobody deserves to lose their friends and stuff like that. So hopefully, John Lear is going to go to the moon, because he said himself that the moon was a recycling machine. Are you sure about that, the John Lear? Thanks for letting me know that. Exactly. Who can afford a 60,000 vehicle nowadays? You said it, sister. That's exactly it, Sharon. And you're probably talking about, because you heard the same thing as me this morning, $50,000 to $60,000 if someone wants to buy an electrical car, and not everybody has $50,000 or $60,000. I paid my house 30, about 20, 30,000 less is what I'm trying to, will have paid my house off if one day I finish paying it. Paid rent most of my life. That was my mistake. You pay rent, you pay hundreds of dollars a month, $600, $700, $800 a month in rent, and you don't get anything that goes down, right? You're paying $5,000, $6,000 a year, and the house isn't yours. So you rock, Christy. More than honored. Kisharella, the sun could be like a fire torch. I love it. I love these theories. Yes, absolutely. So when you leave the sun, and forgive me to all that I've not answered your comments, or if I'm skipping over you, it's not deliberate. Try to answer as many comments as I can. But yeah, I believe that, Eric. Cars will be running on water. Well said. They already have the possibility to do so. I believe that. It's said that in 2026, everything will be out that healing for cancer and whatnot. So, yeah, Christy, one of the first SOSs, 100%. Love you, Christy. Thanks, Julie. You guys for interacting together too. It makes me happy. So the sun could be like a big fire torch. Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, it probably is. And I'll tell you another thing. When you leave the sun, we'll say the sun's surface, the photosphere, that first layer that we see where the sunspots are visible. When you're leaving the surface of the sun, it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. when you go up into the coronal area, the corona, which is the sun's atmosphere, corona, they're turning around different directions. There's a crazy atmosphere around the sun, right? And it's a big ball of hydrogen and fire, just on fire, ionized gas. But the further you get away from it, the hotter it is. So maybe what we're seeing that's around the sun, that big ball of light that is so damn strong, is only the reaction of the sun's atmosphere clashing or interacting with oxygen near Earth. Maybe the sun is also in Earth's geocorona, right? The geocorona is the furthest point extended out from Earth where there is oxygen. Hello, it extends past the moon about 100,000 kilometers past, maybe 140,000 kilometers past the moon. The atmosphere that's around the oxygen around Earth, the oxygen extends that far. So how can the moon not have more oxygen in its around it on the planet, in the atmosphere, and all the different layers around the moon? How can it be? It makes no sense. That's the way I look at it. Kermit in the house. Trolls equals butthole. Damn right. Jaffo, thanks for being here, you guys. Hello to you. Fur baby, she gets demanding. Lunch is late. Yes, and thanks, Sharon, for being here so much. I really appreciate you guys. Zelensky wants us to ban the use of the Z. I heard that, Teresa, be kind. Next is the V, yeah. What will his name be now? Yeah, exactly. What are they going to call? What are you guys going to call me? Bruce Swart? Because, I lost a CH 100 years ago. Now I'm going to lose a Z? That is funny. I even wrote it in the community. I go, well, those zebras used to all love. Well, get ready. They are now called Ebras, is what they're called. Thanks, Julie. Peter, thanks a lot, man. Yes, Bruce, energy. I believe it. I've been so fascinated with you and your work so much. So it does my girlfriend's head in, says I'm obsessed. And I hear you on it. But I'm like you, man. I have that desire, that need to know what happens outside of this earth. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what the lights are. I want to know where they're from. But I can't thank you enough, Peter, for the amazing support that you give here. I'll never be able to give back as much to you as you give here. And I thank you very, very much. And I appreciate it, man. You're like family, man. Thanks, Peter. Question myself with you. It's the energy we all meant to connect like this. Yes, absolutely. Thanks again, Peter. I believe it 100%. I'll tell you something else. When you mentioned that, Peter, I did catch something in the sky that night, the first night with the UFOs. So I do believe the energy is connected. Beth is another one that often talks about it. Gate Smasher, the energy, talks about it often also. So I believe that absolutely the energy is a real thing. Yeah, that's a good one, Teresa, be kind. I heard it too. They want to get rid of the Z's. So now, goodbye, Zorro. Now it's Oro. I am Oro and not Zorro. Yeah, right. Get rid of the V's. So now we're down to about 25 letters in the alphabet. By next week, when they take off the V, what are they going to do, guys? Do you know that I ordered myself some Uncle Ben's rice just because they took it off the market because there was a black eye on it? Well, you know what the sad story was? That Uncle Ben was an amazing guy who had just the right recipe of making the rice, and he did a lot, and that's why everyone was eating his friggin' rice. Then people turn around and said, that's not nice to put a black person on a bag and to say that he's forced to make the rice. He's the rice maker. Anyways, silliness all the time. Christopher, that means a lot for you letting me know. I thank you very much. John Lear daughter posted a note he wanted her to do when he died. Yes, and I'm assuming I was hoping to be in his book, but then we got in a fight. I don't know. Said he stands on his disclosure and that he was an angel. Well, that's interesting to know. And an angel, maybe that's why he reached me. Posted a note, wanted her to know what he said. Said he stands on his disclosure and that he was an angel. Well, that's another thing that they say is that angels work in many ways, and the angels that are depicted in the Bible are not the angels that are really coming down to earth. You have warriors that are angels. Michelangelo, angel, whether you want to follow the Bible or not. I still have a very broadened, I have an open mind about all of that. But John Lear believed that the moon was a soul machine, was recycling the souls. And I had a chance to work with John Lear indirectly by him asking me to find certain things on the moon. It was an honor for me. I was confronted by him. I do believe that his surrounding friends did not like when he put a picture of my work on his wall. John Lear had, and you can see how humble I am, and I wasn't bragging about it. And if you don't believe me, I can show you the video of him saying it. He has my work of Sinus Iridum, which is the famous base that we say that looks like a prison, on his wall. And John Lear was into I believe if I can go out on a limb here, I believe John Lear was I thought he was a double agent. And I thought that he was actually working for someone else, maybe indirectly working for NASA, pretending it was against him or not. But John Lear was looking for the truth about the moon. And when I showed him some of the truth, well, he got very agitated because that's how John Lear is. John Lear's an old, grumpy, agitated guy, even though a lot of people appreciate him. Whatever people have an opinion of certain people, I've never hidden that him and I disagreed and he did some things I didn't really appreciate, but I'm still not a bad person. And I'll tell you what, I don't want anybody dying, as I would not with my trolls. Trolls are effing annoying, but I do know some of the trolls that actually gloat when people do pass on. I've seen it, some of Penny Bunny's followers, Dacone, thank you, Game Over 2 YouTube channel, for exposing some of these devils. But some people I know and saw retaliating against some people that passed away and said, good, you're dead, and this and that, and stuff like that. So again, the honor that I had for John Lear to communicate with me, John Lear called me Copernicus. I mean, what a sweet man, by saying that I was, I was literally a Copernicus, an explorer that found something that's going to change the world. He wanted me to show him how I did it. John Lear wanted to come by my house. He's called me a couple times. I've been in contact with John Lear. Probably a lot of you here right now are going to say, well, what the hell? Really? Yes, really. And I've been around some of those people in many, many ways. They were close to Bob Lazar with what happened. It's not for nothing that Bob Lazar didn't mention him in the movie. Sometimes we don't know everything about the whole part of the stories. I always thought that maybe Bob Lazar had doubts about him or something like that. But so it comes down to the reality that if an angel came and saw me or reached me, it's because maybe I'm doing something right. Maybe I'm doing something right. I respect his daughter and I respect his family members and my heart goes out to them for having lost John Lear, a man that's very, very well known in the UFO community. And he was known as the godfather of ufology also. John Walson's ears must be burning right now. You can be sure John Walson will make a video to show that he was best friends with him, because that's what he'll want to be using. But John Walson YouTube channel, maybe some of you do know John Walson YouTube channel. He was following John Lear for the longest time. And then when they brought Bruce into the picture and Bruce was finding something on the surface, well, it made a lot of jealous people and stuff. It's too bad, because I think we're all in it together to try to find out what goes on out there. And those of you who know what I thought of John Lear and who knows what happened to me with that guy are obviously going to appreciate me responding to his death in this way, because I have absolutely no hatred against anybody. And his friends are going to be sad, because his friends, a lot of people, especially 50s, 60s, 70s now, were on his Facebook, and he had many, many people there. And so it is too bad to hear about him. I'm really sorry to hear about that for those who did follow him. I'm not going to hide. I had a little quarrel with him, but I got nothing against the guy. Absolutely nothing against the guy. I was lucky that he spoke about my work. I believe that in part, a lot of people found out about me because of John Lear. So that's a plus. It was very, very helpful in that way. We'd be interested in the Football World Cup. Canada have a good squad. I'm England supporter, but from the draw, Canada should get out groups. All the best from snowy Brighton, USA. Thank you very much. No, I'm going to have to look into it, actually. No more football here. Anyways, we used to have some groups here. It's just like now everything's so dead here with that. I'm so stuck on the moon. 5G is reportedly causing some heart attacks. See, that's the scary thing, right? We're seeing heart attacks in youth. It's pissing me off. It's pissing me off because in the V's, okay, the vax, okay, that's what's killing most of us. And I'm disgusted that the high-ranking doctors like the devil, Anthony Fauci, are keeping this secret deliberately, just so that more numbers of people will go down and stuff like that. You know, absolutely disgusted about it. 5G, they didn't do any testing much on it, and 5G apparently was affecting the oxygen blood levels. Like, hello, the oxygen levels in our blood. It's affecting in many ways the blood, and that wasn't spoken about for very long. You know, hey, Bob Down, don't drop out, drop in. 5G, you know, what's going on in California? Teresa, be kind. Are they smartened up yet? Is it still California? Freaking unreal watching them down there. Kisha Bilal, thank you very much. I'm also a musician using Logic Pro X with Nexus 3 and Contact and Kick 2. Love it. Wow. So that's my problem, Kisha sorry, Kisharetta. I should invest in some music programs. Like, I make my own music. So often what I do is, and you've heard, some of you, if you've heard some of the silly songs I've been making, it's voice over voice. Like I'll sing and I'll add my voice in the background. And I could also use that so that I can add the voice into the guitar tracks, which would be just precision. But, you know, hey, good day to you, Pulsar G. All trouble is here. Yes, all over the place. That's what's going. That's what's going on. DARPA was on Facebook too. Yes, they're everywhere, Beth. Exactly. Thanks again, Peter. Thanks, everyone. Let me scroll down here. A lot of things are becoming visible to all. That's another beautiful thing, energy-wise, too. Some people are waking up. Some people are seeing more things. It's very, very true. The face on Mars and the sun, moon stars, the governments around kept all in dark and to accept their science. It was forced onto them, man. Absolutely. Earth is shifting and good is returning. That is beautiful. It is beautiful. And that is the shift. We've already resorted and shifted towards malice, towards evil. Now, if there's a shift, it has to be a shift back. You can visit I Am Kai's channel, you guys, too. Another amazing friend who enjoys sculpting rocks. I mean, how eccentric am I to have friends that carve in stone? Love it. Absolutely love it. CE5 circle too. carving Egyptian heads. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. The flare on the backside yesterday would have wiped out everything. Hey, listen, Pulsar G, yeah, you said a mouthful right there. And how concerning is that? And I should have mentioned it. You're absolutely right about that. On the other side of the sun, what was coming off of it, if it would have been facing Earth, we were goners, guys. Okay. So, as for someone before that was asking me, Bruce, I don't know if it was Dazzy Bling or somebody, should we get concerned before it gets to an X9 flare? Yeah, because it's not going to get up to there. It's going to go from M to X top. That's what it's going to do. Okay? And when that happens, people are going to be upset and scared, and they're not going to understand what happens because the news and the internet is going to go down for a couple of days. That's agree to disagree, or let's agree that that's a possibility in theory, because it's all just theory, but it can happen. It can absolutely happen. Thank you so much, Julie. Appreciate that, sister. The pyramid in Antarctica. Thanks, Pulsar G. The pyramid in Antarctica will be uncovered and things will change. It's right the same place as me, man. Same place as me. Also in the not the ghetto. What the hell am I saying? In the desert. The desert ghetto, yeah. In the desert, deserts change places. We're talking about this just the other day. I'm pretty sure you were there too. And yes, you were. And yeah, deserts change places. Now they got the desert sands that are lifting up and they're like blowing everywhere and stuff. I believe under there too, in the desert, they're going to unravel and uncover probably many things. Excuse me, I'm just going to put a cough drop. If you hear me chewing here. So, like Beth said, Beth, I've been having problems with allergies and like the beginning of a cough that's just not going away and stuff. So, yes, I heard 11,000 years ago, Antarctica was tropical or warm. Yes, that's what they say in theory. Yes. Then a pole shift. Yes, exactly. So there would have been a pole shift back then. So how many years does it take for us to flip? And are we flipping back and forth? Most likely we are. We're seeing everything happen front row seats. And it's at such a slow pace that a lot of people aren't realizing or noticing that the shift is occurring. It's been occurring for many years, but throughout the shifting period phase, there's a period in theory that I believe is going to be drastically felt, where the weather is going to ramp itself up. It's a domino effect. Weather gets worse, then gets worse, then gets worse. And then at one point, the magnetosphere of Earth is so affected by the UV light and the sun that the Earth itself can start causing things that the sun will change. You know what I mean? A domino effect. That's what I'm afraid of. The sun explodes, changes all the planets, and then the planets start reacting differently, right? To this complete destabilization of the chemistry of Earth, because that's very scary. Those sunspots have solar rings around them. It's blocking UV light from getting to Earth, and that's causing a whole bunch of things to happen. We've got the heat stuck now down on Earth, so it's obvious we're going to see more and more clouds, I believe. Look out, Peter, and look out, sky watchers. We're going to see more and more clouds because the heat's staying trapped under the clouds. And when the heat rises, it comes back down as precipitation because they reform clouds. And it's continue. It's trapped here. So Bill Gates wants to block out the bloody sunlight, which they already tested works. What the hell? If you do that, was it Christopher Rollins or somebody here? It was Christopher. You'll see. I hope I have a good memory. It was Gate Smasher. I think it was Christopher Rollins that mentioned the change for nocturnal animals. I think it was Christopher that mentioned it. But the nocturnal animals would be all screwed up by the sun, the moon. Think of it if animals weren't seeing sunlight. Another thing that I'm worried about, you know what I'm really worried about? I'm really worried about, sorry, I got some cough drop. I'm really worried about the changes that are going to occur, they're not going to tell us about them, right? They're right now, everything that's going on, if they know that Canada is going to be plunged into darkness, or if they know there's going to be a meteor, or it's going to land somewhere, I don't think they're going to tell us the truth. I think they've been whipping up stories all their lives of bullshit, excuse the expression, bullcrap, just to hide what's really out there. Gate Smasher mentioned it, a good one, the last stream or before last stream, where he said, and I've said it many times, something in theory could have been omitted, left out of the Bible, or left out of all these scriptures that we're reading into, and we're like, I don't know. Say to yourself today, the elites don't want anything known. So I believe the elites back in the days did the same thing to us. So they could have changed history. We're doing it. We're changing our history books. What's going to happen in 200-300 years when people look and read about January 6th? Oh my goodness, terrorists went into the Capitol. Oh my goodness. Whoa, scary stuff. It's not true. So maybe there's lots in the past that happened that's not true. Napoleon Bonaparte. I have a book right here. It's ancient. Probably at the beginning of when the presses started printing the books, 1800s. It's actually dated 17 something. And in the book, you have Napoleon Bonaparte that is, with his Masonic symbol inside of his shirt. He supposedly emptied Tutankhamun's tomb a long time ago, which he was at war with whoever he was at war, Napoleon Bonaparte, with the world, and he would have left with another group during that battle to invade Egypt, to go empty Tutankhamun's tomb. In the book, this is all documented. There's even pictures that they illustrate, of course, to talk about what happened. Then after that, I mean, this blew me away. Like couple years ago, they talked about Tutankhamun's tomb being opened, and that they were showing the riches that were in there. They were showing a whole bunch of things. Remember, they were able to say that Tutankhamun had Tutankhamun, guys, was really short, and he had a crooked back. Lots of these people, like some of the kings of England, some of these amazingly feared upon kings, some of them were 4 feet. Not very tall. Do you guys think that can affect us, our height and everything? That the sun could affect the way we grow, maybe our height, or the sizes that we have? Why are people born giants? It has to have something to do with the atmosphere and with the density and magnetism or whatnot on the surface. Trees that grow here grow up. Most trees or vegetation, it's upwards, right? Maybe if there wasn't any oxygen, or actually there is oxygen, but a different density in the way everything's compressed around us. You know what I mean? You go on Neptune. How much do you weigh on Neptune? How much do you weigh on Mercury? 800-900 pounds, right? There's a difference in how things are depending on their environment. So that's another thing I mentioned, is that the vegetation that's growing possibly on the moon, we're looking for trees. It doesn't mean it's going to be the same type of trees that we have here, right? Considering that the atmosphere can be different, or the oxygen levels can be different. We don't know if that's so or not, but that's how it is. Have you read the diary of Admiral Richard Byrd? I haven't read his diary, but I've seen all of the documentaries and the live footage from him. But maybe that is the diary, what they showed. I know very well Admiral Byrd. According to him, says Marcia Claire, thanks, Marcia, Antarctica was green and lush with many large animals grazing. And I believe it. Do you know that he also, Marcia, captured and filmed. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. A haven where everything was green. There was a river. This was in the middle of the Arctic. He found this. Just this area where flowing water, running water, trees, vegetation were there. But in the middle of the Antarctic, where, and I say in the middle, doesn't mean it's necessarily in the middle of Antarctica. I don't know where it was, but that was a part of his documentary. Now, this guy, Admiral Byrd, was an elite, obviously, or he was funded by the elites. And these are all secret projects, is how I look at it. You know, they'll invest in, the same way the Ninta, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, when the queens or kings or whatever in Spain and whatnot were sending people out to discover whether Earth was round or flat. All secret projects. Still, nothing's changed. It's still doing it the same today. Secret projects in space, and 90% believe the arc theory. I've been seeing something under the Gulf of Mexico since 1989. Pulls me there like a piece of tech under the silt. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Under the silt, yeah. In the bottom of our oceans, if anyone's going to hide, that's where it's going to be. That's why I believe. Whether it be a human that has a base there, how are the aliens dealing with their bases in the ground? If some of you, a lot of you tell me aliens have bases in Earth, would it not be normal if the volcanic activity and the volcanic eruptions occur, that they would know this and that they would leave and come back, or that they'd try to counterattack that? Like, I have many questions, guys. Are the aliens here to explain to the elites how to kill us through vax? Seriously. Or are they here to warn them to stop killing us? It is the change something, was the V something designed that was supposed to save humans or to hurt them? I think it is to harm them right now, but we don't always know the truth, eh? World's been through many shifts in years. It's been here. I believe it. 100% I believe it. Ladies and gents, if you still consider yourselves that, we have spent 2 hours and 8 minutes together. I am going to be back on for 8 o'clock, and we can talk about some more amazing stuff. Guys, I love all these topics. Gate Smasher, everyone, thank you so much for bringing all these amazing topics up. And I'm so sorry for missing most of the comments. Obviously, now it's impossible for me to see them all. Like when I'm here trying to answer the comments, sometimes I feel like Zuckerberg on Facebook being pummeled by the Congress, which, by the way, they're asking him, Mark, why did you block and hide the Hunter Biden laptop story? He's in trouble. He blocked it. He blocked it out. What the hell's going on with Mark Zuckerberg? And what's the relation? What's the correlation with him in the White House? He gave $200 or $300 million to the government. For what? To help out? Why? I know why. I'm going to take a guess. So that $300 million, okay, that he gave to the government, what do you think the government and Facebook are doing together? There's a deal. There's a contract going on between those guys there. That's for sure. 100% for sure. Penny Body. Thank you so much, Penny. I appreciate that. Penny Body and not Penny, or Penny Batty and not Penny Bunny. So awesome. It's hard for me to accept any of the science that we have been told. 100% same thing on my end, bro. By so-called scientists. Exactly. Natives have foretold the past and the future to some degree. Quite a very, very convincing degree too. There's 4 elements to be carried by us. Beautiful. Beautiful. And it's true. Visit Bruce's Physical Astronomy. Techno Thanks. Are you serious? One of my favorites. Techno Thanks. You all have to, guys, have to go there. You have to check out Physical Astronomy. Yes. Visit Bruce's Physical Astronomy. Exactly. That's a good one. Bruce's Physical Astronomy. You guys can check out Bruce's Physical Astronomy channel. Go and check it out. Techno thanks. I love that guy. And he has an amazing persona. Amazing. I mean, I love the guy. Love the pieces. Thanks everybody for the generous contributions. Christopher Rollins, everyone, Peter, and thanks for letting me know about John Lear. It's too bad he spent his life talking to a lot of people that were very, very, very much following John Lear. And all I'm going to say is that everyone who followed John Lear is welcome here to come and reform another family. And if not, well, my hat goes off and my heart goes out to everyone who misses him, as I will too. And we'll leave it at that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. New advancement coming, Teresa, be kind, for the people doing the tests, for the people working in weather. Apparently, a new finding occurred. I think it has to do with Hubble. I'm not sure. So I'm anxious to see what they found. Ladies and gents, I'll be back on at 8 o'clock, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of other things. Thank you so much for supporting this channel every way you do. I hope you're enjoying the sun videos, the UFO videos. Head to the last video if you haven't seen it yet. Thumbs up, greatly appreciated it. And don't forget to click the notification bell. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye for now. Love you guys.